Hi, Rich.
Hi, Corey. I was so entranced with that countdown, and it's like reverse snow.
Dude, I wasn't even looking because I'm trying to make the final post here on for the Argent Collectibles Instagram and Facebook that we are officially sold out of the 2-book set Raws, and the only thing left is the 9/8 yellow label. So go Art Germ.
Yeah, congratulations! Wow, Archer makes a cover and everyone buys it. What a shock! So, also learning from this that countdowns mean nothing to Corey. He still will not pay attention to it.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I'm ready when I'm ready, Rich.
That's it. I don't read the script. Script reads me.
That's right.
There you go. How you been?
Been good, man. Been really good. Let me put this phone down here. Man, it's been a hectic couple of weeks, man. We've had the Art Germ show put together. We've had the Comic Conline. We've had this little book. You guys might have heard of it. It's something is what's it called, Rich? What's it?
Beaten Children, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Something by James Tiny Onion.
Yep. Tiny Onions.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Diced onions.
It's a thing. People like it. People buy it. We kind of sold out of our Bill Sienkiewicz cover.
Yep.
Which was amazing.
Bill Sienkiewicz, Something's Killing the Children 16. Definitely one of the cooler variants I've seen. Also, first Something's Killing the Children is also a Marvel homage cover. I like that. That was very cool.
By the guy that did the original cover, too.
Yep. For you that don't know, the two of you that don't know probably, it was the Elektra Assassin cover, which is very cool, where she's holding the big gun. I love Bill Sienkiewicz art. The dude is so abstract, like physics play no part in what he does, and it's wonderful.
I'm going to tell you, I'd like to take some kind of credit for putting that cover together. We were all here, but the concept, everything, this was all Rich, guys. So applause for that man, for the concept, proving that, he did a damn good job at Midtown, which is why he's here doing his own thing.
I do stuff.
Yeah,
I do things.
You do this comic thing sometimes.
I do the stuff and the things. But yeah, no, we're glad to be doing this. We haven't done one of these in a while because it's been hectic. It's been busy, So everybody knows in advance, there's a little bit, we're going to do a little house cleaning real quick. All right. First and foremost, a lot of the interviews you're going to be seeing today are done with internet streaming magic because a lot of these are pre-recorded. Due to timing, because we're talking to a lot of people overseas. So Lee Bermejo we spoke to last week, or was it earlier this week?
It was last Monday, I believe.
Last Monday. It was something. All I know is that when that interview comes up, I'm gonna look. I didn't get my hair cut or anything like that, so I look a lot more homeless, which is good. I've upgraded to vagrant. So we did that. Earlier today, we spoke with Alan, Quah, and Kael. New, or as I was told, Kael, new. You got
to say it through the nose.
Nailed it.
Very nasally when you say it. That's what he told me anyway.
Yep. But we will, at 4 p.m. Eastern, be speaking with Mr. Bill Sienkiewicz live. We'll be talking about our cover. We have some cool announcements with him. So that's good. Now, aside from that, people have been inquiring about our previous signs we've been doing, whether it be Bagley, Michelini, Hickman, all this fun stuff. All those are done. I've seen everyone's Bagley remarks because I went to Michelini's to get the book signed, and they are fire. They're great. So very excited about that. Hickman was done. Everything's pretty much caught up with. I know Kelly Jones is working on the sketches that people requested. A lot of people very interested and submitting for the Brent Peoples stuff. A lot of great stuff going on. Books are going to go out to Joe Hill soon enough. He was just traveling. So we got some good stuff already done, in the process of being done. But, when you're dealing with the USPS and UPS and FedEx and the mail and everything, and it's out of your hands, man, you got to just let Jesus take the wheel sometimes on that stuff. And hopefully Jesus is driving your UPS truck.
I mean, man can walk on water. He can get a package there on time.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Turn water into 9/8. Let's do it, baby. So we got that. Yeah, one of the big themes of the interviews from today are about NFT, which has been an interesting issue, very worthwhile conversation. It's a new thing for the industry. It's a very complex thing that Corey actually has a very good understanding of. And whenever I see an article about it, it gives me a headache. It makes me sleepy. I get the bedtime sillies.
Well, I kind of soapboxed during, and you guys will see this when we recorded the Allen and Kael thing. I definitely soapboxed there for a minute. I get on a tangent, and it's hard to get me off of it. You know, Rich has to, tug at my shirt and like, come on, Corey, the comics.
I'm in New York. He's in Florida, and I still have to be like, Corey. But it's all very interesting.
Greg over here off to the side going,
yeah. Greg's off camera there doing stuff, and he's just like, please, God, why? But yeah, no, between the Sienkiewicz variant for Comic Conline, on the art germ side, things, congratulations on the Venom 200. Very cool stuff. And you also have a cool challenge coin too, right?
I do. Greg, where'd they go? I had them up here, and then funny thing happened. So we were up here prepping for the show. Just kind of give you some behind the scenes stuff. We were prepping for everything. And by that, I mean Greg was prepping and I was playing with stuff. The owner of Coliseum Comics walks in.
Mm-hmm.
Just walked on in. Hi, how you doing? My name's Phil. So, yeah. So we talked to him for a few minutes, and then that was a thing. That was fun. Should we? Yeah, we're not going to break that news. Should we, Greg? No. Okay, never mind.
But we met Phil Boyle.
Yeah, we met Phil Boyle.
Cool dude.
Nothing to do with us directly, but there may be some Comic Conline things coming up.
So exclusive, I don't even know about it.
Well, we just found out about it, so you will know about it, and it's a potential. It's not a guarantee. We'll talk about it later. But here's that coin he was talking about. Let me stop squirreling here. Look at it. Look at that enamel, man. That thing is gorgeous.
That's fancy.
And then, hold on. You can kind of see, if you look at the back, you can see that this won't fit in a normal 2-inch coin holder because, these things right here stick out a little too far. I mean, look, man, they're always complicating everything. That's a fact. They're causing the coins.
Even coins.
Huh?
Even coins.
Causing backs to hurt, causing coins not to fit in the.
Let's see the back of the coin.
What's that?
Let's see the back of the coin. Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah, man. So for those of you who don't know, this is after Stanley's Pepper statue.
Oh, very neat.
The statue he did through Sideshow, which I'd show you, but it's over here off to the right, and it's got remarks on it and everything, and it's gorgeous. Oh, I love it. That was a Christmas present to me, and I was Greg called me, and I came up here for that one, and I was jumping and hollering and screaming and acting like a little kid on Christmas.
Albert, if you have the challenge coin, all right, and you're at a con and you present it to Corey, he will have to do a backflip on the spot. That's a rule we're doing right now.
Can I just do a back somersault? Does that work?
Nope.
Are you trying to put me in a wheelchair?
It's a
That's how you
challenge
put me in a
coin.
wheelchair.
It's a challenge coin. If you got to be challenged.
Okay, if you bring this up, you can get a selfie with Art Germ.
Oh, that's cool. That's a neat one.
Yeah.
What if Art Germ's not there?
You can take a picture standing next to the TV screen he'll be on.
I'll settle for a handshake and a picture with Corey. No, you won't. No, you won't. So challenge coin's very cool. Where can folks get that? How do they get that?
ArtGermCollectibles.com. You can find it several places. If you wait for the secondary thing to scroll across on the slide menu, you can click that. Or if you go into the first one, the Venom one. I put it right next to that just in case anybody wanted it, along with the Art Germ Collectibles frame, the Art Germ Select frame for a raw comic that we have. Those are pretty.
Marketing.
Yeah. We actually reduced the price on those frames from $44.99 to $34.99. So you'll be able to get those, and that'd be nice. Get those out of here. We'll have a few left. We're looking into more frames, maybe possibly in the future. So
Great. So moving on, we're gonna thank, first of all of our facilitators that'll be participating in all this stuff that we've done and will be doing. Want to thank first and foremost for this show specifically Scott's Collectibles, Mr. Dan Scott and Alan Scott. They're the ones that have brought to the table for this show Lee Bermejo, Alan Quah, Kael, and just great guys. They're part of one of our facilitators. Always want to thank Agents of Slab. Always great to deal with. Rich Penn. We got Steve McDonald for the CBCS side of things. We got Tori Quah of Twin Cities. Great people all around. Some of the best facilitators, and we're always happy to work with them. A lot of you in here watch this or submit know these guys already, so we're always happy that they're a part of this stuff, and specifically to Dan for this one.
And also special thanks to Captured Collectibles, Jason Irizarry, for helping us with the Mark Bagley signing.
Jason Irizarry's the man. I've never seen it so overloaded. First of all, Jason Irizarry, I call him the Super Bowl. That dude is in 50 different directions at once, always running around. But always a pleasant dude to deal with, always gets everything done. Great human being.
Jason Irizarry is a lot like Joe Pesci. He gets shit done.
That's a weird flex, but I like it. He's a little taller than Joe Pesci. A little bit.
Not by much.
But Jason's a great dude, and we thank him for his help. And, and to Quan and Mark Rock for helping out with Hickman, all that stuff. I feel like I should be holding some sort of a award. I'm going to hold my empty coffee while I thank everyone.
Yeah.
But
reading off the packing slip.
Right. Want to thank Jesus. I'm going to Disney World.
My mom, my agent.
But one thing we can share is we had helped Mr. Stephen McDonald. He's going to be doing a variant for a Captain America #1 book coming out in July. And he did a cover with Mr. Joe Jusko. So I have no problem telling everybody ahead of time that Joe's going to be on our next show coming up. And also Sean Gordon Murphy's going to be on our next show coming up too. So that's two big names to look forward to there. So
I wonder, with Joe Jusko being a part of the show and just doing the variant, and then with do we have a date set yet?
Probably end of June, beginning of July. I'm thinking America. We're going to brainstorm now live. Why not? But I'm thinking an Americana 4th of July apple pie and baseball type show.
Should we call it the Captain America show? CAP'N-MERICA?
America show?
Captain America. I don't know.
I say yes. I say yes to that. So thank you everybody for who will be watching this. Definitely check out all of the people that will be on today. Will be doing, since they're pre-recorded, I'm going to just tell you now, everyone's doing a signing. When it gets to Bill, we have something a little bit more cool to discuss with that. But Alan and Kael will be doing signatures only, no sketches, because they are backed up with requests for probably the next 80 to 95 years. I hope they live as long as Captain America does, because my God, they're going to be working their butts off for a long time. And then we also have Lee Bermejo, who will be doing remarks and signing, so you can get a remark. Now, if I were you, because he does them so well, if you're going to submit for Lee Bermejo, I would stick to Batman or Joker. 100%. Those are the ones that he loves cranking out, and his remark Joker is basically like commission-worthy Joker. It's just really nice looking. He does like the whole lapels and everything like that, and the jacket. It's great. I'm going to get me one.
Yeah, I think I need one too.
Yeah.
What book should I get it on, Rich? What's your favorite Lee Bermejo book to get a Joker on?
I like the honestly. There's I think it was Detective Comics because he's been doing all the cover Bs, right?
Uh-huh.
He's got a detective. I think it's 1028, which is the cover B. It's Batman like flying down, like he's got the wings out and everything like that, the cape. So, but it's got this really nice patch of negative space at the bottom in like a grayscale. So it's just like perfect for a remark spot. Me personally, I'm going to try and aim for a Batman remark on my Zack Snyder Justice League variant that he just did for Justice League 59. Because it's got Superman, Flash, and Darkseid on. I'm like, throw a Batman on there.
Now, I wonder if you got the Joker, would he do the Leto Joker, or would he do the, I wonder.
I don't know. I like his, I wouldn't do a Leto Joker.
Yeah, I mean,
his Joker is so good as is. And it's almost basically a Heath Ledger Joker.
Yeah.
Got the scar. He's got, what's it called? Like Glasgow smile. Which is pretty cool. So I like that. You know, all these guys I'm going to be sending books into for myself. I'm a big fan of all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bill Sienkiewicz is going to be fun to talk to. That guy, what a history.
Yeah, see, I was thinking because, you know, my schedule is kind of wonky. I'm going to find a way to be a part of that interview. I don't want to miss it. God, I don't want to miss it.
Yeah. Well, if you're not in, then we have Mr. John Jesperson, who's going to step in for you.
Oh, well, I'd hate to you know, John deserves to be on some video for a little bit.
Yeah. Well, it depends. Hey, if you and John end up on, I'll graciously back out and just enjoy watching. So we'll see how that goes. But let's get out of here, and we'll be back with a pre-recorded interview with Lee Bermejo.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
That's good.
No, now it's good. All right.
Live. Well, we're not live, but, you know.
Yeah, welcome to Conline. It's Rich. I'm here with Corey, and we're here with Lee Bermejo, possibly one of the most unique, cool artists who could definitely draw Batman much better than anyone watching or in the room right now. How are you, sir?
True statement.
Doing very well, very well. How are you guys doing?
We exist.
I mean, I'm in Florida. We're doing great. You know, not a whole lot of anything going on over here.
Okay. Where are you at in Florida?
Jacksonville.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so basically South Georgia. Yeah,
It's on the border.
Almost not Florida anymore.
So I definitely want to bring this up first. Now, I first learned about how bad COVID-19 was from emails from Lee Bermejo.
Oh, did you really? Wow.
Yeah, because you and I were setting up, you, Matina, and India coming to C2E2 in February of last year.
Yeah.
And I get an email from Lee saying, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it because they just stopped all the trains and everything from leaving Italy. Yeah. For those who don't know, Lee lives in Italy because he's cooler than all of us, too. So
not with COVID, man. We got rocked. It was one of the first outside of China to get really. I mean, I think now it's pretty clear it was everywhere before anybody knew about it. But we got rocked right away. I mean, yeah, we just got out of the 4th lockdown. Like I think today was like the day they opened up.
Really?
Yeah.
How long was that last lockdown? We've
been in 4 pretty serious lockdowns. Like this last one lasted 7 or 8 weeks or something like that. But they've I mean, you guys are doing way better now because you guys have vaccines that are like going, and we're nowhere near, you know, where you guys are at in terms of vaccines, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was wild in the sense that Italy was like all over the news when you tell me it's like, oh, I don't think it'll come. I turn on the news. Italy is all over the news with COVID and stuff. Then they found out it was here. We never heard about you guys again.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I think it hit everywhere around the same time because everybody I knew in the States, it was about a month after we went into lockdown. And I remember having conversations with friends of mine just saying, this is real. This is happening, you know? And even a lot of people that at first just thought how it's, it'll blow over. This will be, this will come and go. I think after a while it was just pretty obvious to everybody, like from like here at least, that this was a serious thing. So
yeah,
I hear you guys are at least making headway. That's cool.
Yeah, I got fully vaccinated the other day. I'm happy.
That's awesome.
Florida never locked down. We never had a mask mandate. We never had anything. Wow. It was Wild West out here.
Wow.
So, I mean, never caught it myself, but, It's mostly because all I do is to the house, to work, to the house.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't change my life that much in terms of like how I live. I work at home but it definitely affected a lot of people I know. I have some friends who own a restaurant and bar, and their business got rocked. So I mean, it's my heart goes out to like the healthcare workers and all the people who really got hit with this thing.
Right. Yeah. So with that, it's been about a year plus since you and I have had a chance to talk about all that stuff. What have you been kind of doing? Like, what's kind of changed for you? What's been the Bermejo living situation been like?
I mean, like I said, things didn't really change for me in terms of my life and routine and work wise. It was it was really productive year for me. I've been doing these Detective Comics covers, so those, started kind of hitting, I think, right as lockdown kind of went into effect last year, early last year or something.
It was like last February, March.
Yeah, I
started to really hit.
Silver Surfer, black and white short story from Marvel 6 that now is out finally, but I finished it, last year, right around the time lockdown was starting. I guess I finished that, and I mean, it's just like I said, it's been a good year working on stuff in terms of like my productivity. Everything else went to shit, but like the world, but the productivity was good. But again, it just comes down to the job is what it is.
Well, those cover B Batmans are gorgeous. I mean, every month, like you see those, and it's just like, damn. Now you have this very unique take on Batman. There's no Batman that looks like that Batman.
I hope not.
No, there's definitely not. They're even like, and I'm sure you get the Pattinson movie coming up. It's brought up to you too, as far as like, oh my god, it looks like Lee Bermejo's outfit. What inspired that costume to you, like in your head, like when you were designing? I'm gonna be drawing Batman for DC. Like, where did these little nuances and the armor pieces and the look, like, where were you getting that from?
That kind of evolved over time. When I first book I did with Batman was this book called Batman Deathblow. Azarello wrote it. It was a Wildstorm DC crossover right after DC bought Wildstorm, I think in '99. I think it came out in 2000 or something. And that was kind of my first crack at Batman. And there were elements of the way I draw him now, but I didn't have the confidence to kind of take it all the way. But the design really came out of the studio environment when I was working with Wildstorm with Jim Lee and Carlos Dianda and some other guys. We would just shoot the shit and talk about, Jim was working on Hush, so we were talking about everything from, okay, so what would Metropolis look like or Gotham City look like? I was doing this book called Luther right after Batman Deathblow, and so I had to redesign Metropolis for DC editorial. And we just started talking about the aesthetics, and this was like way before the Nolan movies came out, and it was just us talking about, well, what would, how would Batman work? Jim was always a big proponent of like the Neil Adams classic superhero-y kind of, physique, basically what he does and is kind of iconic at. And my take was a little bit more based in, urban warfare or something like that. I saw
very tactical.
Yeah, exactly. exactly, like kind of a tactical gear. And so that's really where that stuff came from. And I really like the idea that this guy does it himself. You know, I don't subscribe to the whole, I got my costume from a military company, you know, or whatever they did in the movies where he was
own
like
R&D department.
I repurposed this military high tech thing, you know. It's like I don't and even the video games, like it's a little bit too RoboCop-y for me, you know, too Iron Man, where he becomes like so technologically advanced you can't really believe it anymore.
True.
I like that. I like it to seem like he kind of made it, you know what I mean? So I want to see like the seams of it, and I want to you know, I want to see where he puts in like the armor plating, and I just want to kind of I've always been interested in that. Even when I was a kid, I always tell the story, but when I was like a little kid reading Spider-Man, Steve Ditko would always draw Spider-Man pull the mask off his head, right? And like, so there must have been some separation between the mask and the shirt, but they never drew that. It always looked like one piece. And that drove me crazy as a kid. I was like, why don't they draw the line where the mask, where he tucks the mask in, or if he's got these web shooters, why don't you see the impression of where the web shooters are if he's wearing this skin tight costume? So I was always really obsessive about that kind of, it's got to make sense.
Which is why your Spider-Man is also one of the most unique looking Spider-Mans. When you get a chance to draw him, the mask is flowing off, the shirt gets untucked, you know, the web shooters are on the outside. And it's like, that is what I would imagine if Spider-Man like leaped out of a window on like 59th Street to go somewhere. That's how it would look. It wouldn't be this skin tight, perfect, like flowing suit. Like it's got this realism factor. Now with that and the detail you put into every one of your drawings, because also when you do interiors, it's cover quality interiors too. So there's no shortcuts with you. Do you look at these like, oh God, I gotta draw Batman doing that? Like that's gonna take me forever. Like how, or is it just second nature? You got it. You know how it goes. You know every detail of those costumes, and you just, or can it change based on what you want?
I mean, it just depends on the thing. Like Batman now, it's gotten to the point where I can kind of do what I want with them. You know what I mean? Where I can visualize them in pretty fractal kind of detail, you know what I mean? But it always changes. Like you know, anytime I have to do something new, it's never easy. I would never say it's easy, you know. And even in terms of like the interiors, you know, there's kind of good and bad that comes with the way I do it, in the sense that it is so kind of intensely detailed, and there's so much to it that I think that the risk is always that it becomes like a little distracting, you know what I mean? Where people kind of get caught up looking at the minutia instead of kind of following the story. So it's just it's still a learning process for me of trying to figure out the best way to tell a story versus do covers, you know, and that might mean changing style a little bit, you know what I mean? There's been kind of an evolution of the way I've done things, and I noticed with Batman Damned, it's kind of like that's the farthest I can take that, you know. I mean, it's just, it was so it became so labor intensive that when I finished it, like I knew I couldn't do another project of that magnitude and that size and that level of detail, because it just takes everything out of you, you know. It's just like I was exhausted when I finished.
Well, to a degree too, the black label format, I heard, because of the bigger pages, like the art had to be bigger too.
Yeah.
What was the size? What is the normal size art you work with versus what this black label art was?
I mean, the normal, I was going to see if I have something right here. I don't, but I never actually used the black label boards because I started Damned before they decided to do that whole size change. So I did the I think I did 18 or 19 pages of it before they decided to change the format. And so then digitally, I had to go back and add to the pages, and I had to kind of shuffle some stuff around and add the extra space. And then moving forward, I just started doing a lot more pages digitally because that process of expanding those pages kind of taught me so much about how to. It was so much easier just doing it digitally that I was able to just carry on that technique and work on the rest of the pages that way. So I've never actually worked that size, but I have done a couple other pieces that are bigger in size. And the bigger the art for me, the longer it takes. It's just
yeah, of course, because once again, the minutia of the whole thing. Now, do you now? I'm glad you brought up the digital, because one of the things I want to know is, like, was Damned like the first thing you started working on with digital? Did you work on it previously? Is that your preferred way to draw now? Do you still like doing the traditional style? Like, where are you kind of falling on this lately?
It's just another tool. I mean, I obviously love doing stuff by hand. If I can, I will. There's no denying the fact that digital, it speeds me up by, days. A piece by hand might take me 5 days. A piece digitally might take me 3. So so it just really cuts the time of the pieces, but. I found with these covers, like the Detective Comics covers are digital for the most part. I've done a couple of them by hand, but for the most part, they've been digital. It's just easy for me to get in there, and like I can do leather texture and stuff that, I would have to work so big to get that kind of detail. That digitally, it allows me to go in there and do that stuff and be, so much quicker about it that it makes sense. But I'll do both. I'm sure I'll move back and forth.
Sure, yeah, could do like a hybrid version, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now you talk about like the texturing and stuff like that. It makes me wonder, because you did Luther, you've done a lot of Batman, a lot of Superman. You dabble in Marvel sometimes too. But Superman, Batman specifically, like, what are like the technical differences? Do you prefer drawing? I feel like I know the answers, but preferring drawing one to the other, what are like the challenges between drawing those two worlds, basically?
Like, you mean Marvel and DC, or
more specifically Superman, Batman? Like Marvel, I want to get to eventually with you, because that's something you rarely dabble with, and it's always so unique and interesting. But you kind of live in Batman's world, and adjacently, you're always kind of in Superman's world too. So
it's what's the big difference to me? I guess the rules don't apply with Superman. That's the easiest way to describe it. The Batman world kind of has very specific rules to me,
right?
And I want to make sure, with the exception of Dan, which we really try to break out of that a lot and add some supernatural elements. But for the most part, I like everything to feel like it's as real as my world can permit in a fantastical kind of comic book,
Sure.
comic book world of it all. With Superman, like, none of that. I don't have to worry about any of that anymore. Like, that's the fun thing about that character, is it's just he's an alien. I can kind of do whatever I want.
Does that feel good as like a palate cleanser, kind of like, oh my God, I just lived in Batman's world for like weeks. I'm drawing on the street level, and then it's just like, I'm going to draw this dude flying through a meteor or something like that and beating up the dark side.
Yeah, that was why the Silver Surfer thing was really fun, because it was like the things that I do the most are kind of crinkly clothing, and
nobody owns an iron in your universe.
Right. No one takes the time to make sure they're dressed well.
They're always on the go.
But and then it's always this gothic kind of cityscape that's really dark and noirish, And so I thought with Silver Surfer, that's perfect. He's a shiny naked metal guy, and he's like flying through space, and I can do Galactus and do these giant kind of space fish, and I'd never done anything really like that before, so it was just fun to kind of take a break from that Batman, gargoyles and smoke and all that kind of stuff.
So with the kind of with the whole digital art thing, and I'm sure maybe you know where I'm going with this, but this whole NFT thing, pulled towards that? Fans been trying to get you to do stuff. Have you considered venturing into that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm like right now the jury's still out to me because I'm reading conflicting information. Like there's a lot of stuff circulating about the environmental effects of it, but then people are like, well, you stream, that has the exact same, like you're still burning as much energy basically, or consuming as much as you do. There's all these various points of view, and I know Damien Hirst. He's a fine artist. He just launched an NFT that was like some eco-friendly thing. There's going to be a way that plays out that's going to be really interesting, and it's could be a complete game changer. So I've definitely got my eye on all that stuff in a really, I'm interested in it for sure. But I've never been the kind of guy that just jumps on. I don't want to take that leap until I really know all the information and I can really make a super educated decision about it. I know some people who've done some NFT stuff, and I also talk to a group of artists that on a pretty regular basis, and we've been talking a lot about NFTs and circulating articles and information. And the one thing that I think is pretty interesting about where all that is going is. And I noticed Marvel and DC both jumped on it right away and said, hey, you can't sell any of our stuff as NFTs. And I understand why they did that, obviously. But there's something that's gone on way before this that starts to come into play, which is like, yeah, they definitely own Superman and Batman and Spider-Man. They own these characters, but there's an artistic element to what people bring to those characters that can be uniquely them, So you have Frank Miller's Batman, right? Mm-hmm. And you have John Romita Sr.'s Spider-Man, arguably the most recognizable Spider-Man ever done, right?
Yep. Agreed.
So at a certain point, there is some artistic, I don't want to say ownership, that's not the right legal word, but there's some artistic imprinting that these guys have done on those characters that's so specifically them that it makes you really think, I mean, can't there be some way that, if someone's interested in my Batman,
right,
there's got to be some way that DC or Warner Brothers or AT&T, and they never will do this, and they never will relinquish this, but it's going to get to a point where the world we live in is evolving so fast that people aren't going to just be going to them to purchase Batman or to consume Batman. I mean, as it is with the internet, you don't have to buy a Batman comic. I mean, you can go and find a lot of, there might just be art lovers who love comic book art, I mean? Not interested maybe in purchasing Batman comic books to get the illustrations, but maybe they collect JPEGs and stuff like that. Maybe they want nicer quality images and stuff like that. Things are just changing so much that there's no, I don't see a way they can keep the reins completely on this thing, because there's, there is an artistic ownership that we have to it, even in the sense where we create original art, right? And we can sell original art, and that we can sell a Batman piece of original art, right? So I think we'll eventually have to have those conversations, and that's when things are going to start getting really interesting, because at what point does it become about people consuming, oh, I'm not really interested in Batman, but Frank Miller's Batman, I'm into that, I want that,
And you were talking about the information and everything, and I think that's one of the biggest setbacks to all of this whole thing is the information going around is opinion based on something that one of their friends read a few weeks ago that was interpreted by that friend. So I'm going to set my opinion and add some stuff to it, and it's not going to have anything to do with anything and be so far from accurate it's not even funny.
Yeah.
One of the things that I've noticed is Art Germ sent me a link to an article that is solely based on data. That's it, just data, no opinion, straight data, and it's about a 2-hour read. But if you'd like that, I can have Greg email it to you.
For sure. Yeah. I would love to read that. I mean,
yeah, it's a rabbit hole, man. I mean, you got the 2-hour read plus all the shoot offs of everything, and they're another 3-4 hour. Oh my gosh, I spent days reading.
But it's interesting because it's just we're going to have to start becoming fluent in that kind of language, you know what I mean? And just thinking about things in a completely different way than we've thought about before. And it's not like the music industry has figured this out yet, how they're dealing with people sharing music as opposed to buying music and stuff. It's all very much in flux. But the thing that I definitely notice is that there is, it's kind of, getting to this point where these corporations are clinging on even harder and tighter to these properties that they have, right? They've created these billion-dollar empires at Marvel out of these movies and stuff like that, and at the same time, everything's slipping out of their hands. You know what I mean? And will continue to slip even further. So, we're already there. We have to start learning about this stuff at some point in time, and it's a brave new world, but artistically, I think it's pretty promising.
I think personally, it's still a little ahead of its time.
Yeah.
I think it'll get there. I think it's ahead of its time. I don't understand how digitally it's any different than if I go to a show and I see you, Lee, and I'm like, I want a Batman sketch.
Right.
I want to commission you for that. How is that any different? Because it's not like the DC booth usually isn't like a few aisles away, or you aren't in the DC booth or whatever. How is it different online versus that? I think they're getting lost a little bit with that whole entire ownership of the character there.
Right.
And as far as like image quality and everything, I think it's the same as like when you turn in a cover to DC or Marvel. That's the best of the best that you can turn in, and everything you see online after that is 72 DPI.
Yeah.
So it's a much lower grade as opposed to the original. I guess the Mona Lisa was the best way I heard it described. There's the original Mona Lisa. That's irrefutable. That's the original. Everybody else has a print. Everybody else has a JPEG. A lot of it's bragging rights.
Right. There's something else to be considered too, which is the other way of consuming these images might be layered images, where you have, you get to see everything. Like a lot of people when the digital thing started, the big argument that we heard, even other professionals make against digital was like, oh, well, anybody can be an artist if you can do it with Photoshop. And there are examples of guys who have made pretty, great careers without really knowing that much about how to draw, but it doesn't really matter because the image that they're creating is still something that hopefully they created. You know what I mean? Like regardless of the tools they're using. But I remember telling people, like, look, if you were to see my digital files, you would see that I pretty much work exactly the way I work when I do something by hand. There's a pencil layer where you get to see my sketch, like the basic drawing. There's well, now I work differently. So there's like a couple different gray tone layers that are laid on top of each other, which is essentially like if I was doing ink wash or something like that, or pencil rendering. And then on top of that, you can see my color layers and how I'm layering the color. And so like, you can definitely see how the image is in fact handmade. It's just made with a computer. Like, it's still the process that I create an image digitally is exactly the same. I mean, almost exact, other than like the couple Photoshop tools that I can use, like a blur tool or something like that. You know what I mean? The image itself, if like, that's a way that I've thought about, you know, before. It's like, if people really want these digital files and they want an original of that digital file, maybe the way to do that is also to get people the layered file. And so they can literally open that image up and they can go like, I have everything. I have the pencil layer. I have the gray tone. Like, if they want a color image with my stuff, they could turn the color off and just look at it in black and white. You know what I mean? There's like a number of different, I don't know. It's a wormhole, you know what I mean? Like, you can, or rabbit hole rather. You can fall down it, but yeah, you know, and different people work different ways, so that's not going to work for everyone necessarily. But you know, when it comes to my work, a digital file, you know, could be almost, in my opinion, maybe not as cool as that original piece of, you know, art on paper. But there's another element of it that might be, you know, equally interesting to some people, you know.
Yeah, like, I would love to have like something from my favorite artist, like not a time lapse, but an actual start to finish, exactly how long it took, maybe 8 to 12 hours for them to draw it. Just have it like above my fireplace. Start with that first little pencil, and then over the entire day, you see it continuing out, and then finish.
Cool. Yeah, I'm with you. I would want that exact same thing. That would be fascinating. I would lose myself watching some of that stuff. You know, like there's a lot of different things that could be really, really interesting. You know, we'll see where all this goes.
See, I was very anti NFT for a bit there. Bermejo just sold me on it. Very sold on that now.
Oh, I mean, I should be clear that I'm not doing NFTs right now. I'm thinking out loud. I'll say that.
He sold me on it and hasn't even done one yet. So, but that puts us at the 30 minutes. Lee, I feel like we could find a way to talk to you all day about every subject in this industry and be given the most educated answers in the world about it. We really appreciate you being on.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah. For the record, it's also very late in Italy right now while he's doing this, so we appreciate it.
I mean, since we're here, do we go ahead and talk about what we have coming up with him?
Oh, yes. So everybody who's watching this, we're in the past right now. We're filming this to air May 8th. So May 8th, if you're watching this, you can start submitting your books to get signed by Bermejo. And we're also going to be offering limited remark spots, which is the little sketches. Don't be sending the blanks. No blanks allowed for this. And try and limit it to Batman and Joker, which is, you know, honestly, I love the Batman Joker remarks. So, I mean, you get your bang for your buck with that. So definitely submit those books. I got my Justice League Snyder Cut variants, which we showed off camera, that I'll be sending in. And yeah, everybody can start sending in for those now. And
to clarify, it is $25 a signature, $50 for Batman Damned signature, $75 a remark, $150 for Batman Damned remark. Correct?
Correct. I think we'll have to ask.
Yeah, that's what I got from Dan.
Yeah. I'm.
That's the image you're showing right now, anyway. So hopefully I got it right.
Right.
Yeah, that's what. No, listen. No matter what it is, you're getting your money's worth.
Oh yeah.
You know that. So Lee, once again, thank you so much. It's a real honor to have you on with us. You know, not so much Corey, but it was definitely an honor to have you on.
That on the ticker there at the bottom. Go there, check him out.
Yes, absolutely. It's definitely one of the best Instagrams that you could check out for art. Lee, take care, buddy.
Thanks for plugging that. I appreciate that. I never think about that.
Hi again.
Yeah, that was. I was actually down working on some stuff that we have going on. Getting everything lined up for this special deal that we have offering later on. So yeah.
Lee's a cool dude.
Oh my God, is he? He is awesome.
He's a very cool dude. Now, just so everybody knows that watched, and thank you for watching that, by the way. You got to see us all in the past. So the way it's going to work with Lee, he is $25 a signature. He is $75 a remark. However, if you're trying to do Batman Dams, and my God, I don't think there's any of those left not signed in the world. That is $100 or $50.
It's his original price is times 2.
Yeah. So it's $50 for a signature. And what was the price on the remark?
$150 for the remark. It's $75 for a remark, $25 for a signature, and then double that if it's Batman Damned.
Right. So, I definitely highly recommend doing that. I don't know. Lee doesn't really come around too much for these types of things. Agents of Slab actually recently did one a few months back. So they have experience in this too. But Lee's great dude. I always look forward to what he's doing. But, we just wanted to jump on and clarify that. But it's up to you. Should we jump right into the Kael and Allen stuff?
Let's see. What time is it? 2:30. Well, I mean, it depends. How long do you want to talk to Jesperson before the Sienkiewicz thing?
You know what? I would like to bring. You know what? Let's go into Allen and Kael, because then we can probably get Jesperson on and talk about all that Pac Leeson madness he's dealing with.
Oh man, I'd like to hear some of that.
Yeah.
Now I may be live from my house by then, but I want to come on and chat and hear some of that before the Sienkiewicz thing, and I'll bow out around then, because I think seeing you two do that would I'd like to see that.
You'd like to see it, folks. But yeah, I want to hear about this Pac Leeson Venom 200 cover that just kind of came out of nowhere and everything. So we'll probably do something with Jesperson. He doesn't know it yet, but
Hey John, you're coming live. Just figured I'd tell you. Hope you don't have anything planned for the rest of the day.
Yeah. I want to get the drop on him for this. I want to be like, hot take right now. What the hell are you doing with your shipping? So yeah. Greg, cue up Allen and Kael.
Oh, hey, it's Rich.
Hi, Corey.
Hi, Rich. We have someone else that's about to come on. He's a pretty cool guy, I think. Oh, hey, it's Kael.
Oh, hi, Corey, and hi.
Hello, Kael.
Hi.
So, man, it's great to see. It's been a while. I think the last time we really talked was October for the last big show we did, and then you and I spent the next couple of hours talking about cable and me showing you my cable collection and everything. It was quite an experience for me. I think I was keeping you from working.
Yes, you did.
Everybody keeps Kael from working. This guy's one of the busiest men.
Dude, they don't. Are you ever gonna not work? Like, is there like, are you like booked for the rest of your life at this point? Because that's kind of how it feels.
Yeah,
like
it is like that at the moment.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm basically working 7 days a week. I got no life.
Well, it's a comic life. I mean, I spend all my time working too, of course, not producing great things like you do, but that's kind of the comic life. We always have to be in it, have our finger on the pulse, and otherwise, we kind of become irrelevant, and that's no fun. Speaking of relevancy, let's kind of dive into NFTs. Yeah. I guess the hot button topic of all of art right now and the digital world. Have you kind of delved into that a little bit? Done research? Have you on the fence about it? Where are you at with NFTs?
Yeah, I did some research about it because it's the money that's attractive. with people selling over, I don't know, like 59 million for a piece of digital art, that's mind blowing. So of course, every artist is going to look into that, and
Yeah.
I did my part, and then I got so confused that I gave up. Yeah, I kind of like gave up halfway. I mean, I think that could be a thing in the future, but I would never know. But yeah, I got a lot to work on now, so yeah, I don't have the time to go into NFT myself.
Well,
Yeah.
one of the things I saw recently is Eddie Granov recently had one of his covers. I think the VV is the name of the company that did it. It was that Rise of Ultraman #1 cover he did. Now, the whole issue was sold as NFTs.
Oh yeah, I think I saw he wrote a status about that.
So, I mean, that very well could be the way of, exclusive covers, exclusive comics could be being sold through NFTs. So you may be forced into it.
Oh yeah, I'll be glad if someone can sell it for me and I just take the money.
Pretty much. So I'm not really sure how it all works. I'm not sure the licensing on it because I don't know who has the rights to that Ultraman or if that's a Marvel thing or whatever. There's got to be so many hoops to jump through that I would be confused like Kael.
Yeah, the licensing and the copyright part is a headache, and it's a very uncharted waters for now. There's no laws there. Yeah.
So it's like, have you seen any that I guess more of a traditional, away from the comic characters, because we can't really do comic characters right now with the NFTs because Marvel and DC said oh no. Would you, if you were given the opportunity to do something, would you be more of a drawing a character? Would you do a landscape? Would we see Kael out there Bob Rossing it up? I mean, what would we?
I think that would be a very good chance to draw my IP, my personal project. Yeah, that would be a good chance to do that. If that can,
I guess,
yeah.
Sort of like our journey did.
To touch my IP for like, I don't know, since my last birthday. I created that personal project last birthday, and ever since then I haven't been able to draw anything related to that project until now. So if the NFT is going to be into that, then why not? That'll be cool.
Well, tell us a little bit about your IP that you're working on. I guess to get fans familiar with it.
Yeah, I actually really like the stuff about death, the god of death, Shinigami. So I want to do a world of that, just about all the different types of god of death. But yeah, I just don't have the time. So it's only a dream.
You'll get there, man.
It's like happy birthday to you. You don't get to enjoy this. You get to keep drawing Marvel, DC, Image, and everything else.
But I won't complain.
Yeah, no, it's all good stuff.
Yeah.
In your head, how your IP thing, just out of curiosity, is it a mini series? Is it like a 6-issue thing? Is it a 12-issue thing? Is it like 150 issues? Like, if you were going to do this, if you were really going to dive in.
The thing is, it's not going to be a comic for now. Because drawing a comic, I would die drawing a comic. I can't draw a comic. It will be just about an art book, maybe. An art book featuring like cool illustrations, maybe just a 1 or 2 sequential pages with no specific stories, just a sequence of characters moving around, doing cool stuff. Yeah, stuff like that.
That's cool. As a artist and stuff like that, you get asked to draw literally everything. We were just talking off camera about how you have one of the longest commission lists probably in comic books right now. Do you have any character when you draw it that you're just like, yes, I get to do this, like that one character that you're like, I'll draw this every day? And what's that character you're like, I really can't stand drawing this? Why does everyone ask me to do this?
Let's talk about the characters that I like to draw first. I like to draw Spawn, or Batman, or actually any characters with a full face mask.
Okay.
I just want to draw the facial features, I have a hard time drawing nose and stuff. So if I can cover the whole thing with a mask, then that's the easiest part for me. And
Yeah. Spawn, no nose.
yeah, Spawn, everyone knows Spawn. And then characters that I have a hard time drawing. Let me see. Characters with like different body shapes, like Batman or most probably Batman, because I'm so trained drawing like perfect muscular guys
Right.
that when suddenly ask me to draw a fat man, I'm having a hard time switching my brain muscles. Yeah, and I'll draw a fat man full of muscles, and that will look really weird. Yeah.
So it's like DC's like, give us a Batman versus Penguin cover, and you're just like,
Yeah.
no, your Penguin's all jacked and everything.
Yeah.
I wonder what his Frank Dukes would look like. The Blob.
Jacked. The Blob.
Oh, the Blob.
Yeah, from X-Men.
Yeah. The is it the guy with the translucent skin? Is it?
Yeah, he's got impenetrable skin, but he is a very, very large, soft man.
I don't think I'm familiar with that one though.
He was in the X-Men Origins Wolverine. Did you ever see
No.
that? Okay.
I don't think I come across that one.
Okay.
Blob aside, one thing
Yeah.
that's cool that I want to throw out there is that you have one of those rare, and it's a while back now, one of those rare Spawn variants for 303 that you did.
Yeah.
That was really cool. How was the process on actually doing a Spawn cover? Like, was that exciting? Was that like, oh my God? Like, how was that? Because I remember hearing when you got it.
It's definitely a gut moment because if I remember, that's the first year that I started doing covers, and I get to do Spawn that year, that same year. So it's definitely oh my God moment. It's like I'm actually more stressed, more pressure, rather than excited because there's so many artists out there, and I'm more like a new guy. So you give this Spawn to me, I'm gonna have so much stress handling this famous character. So yeah, I'm more nervous about it and stressed about it that time. But after I finish that cover, it's more exciting to show it.
Right.
Yeah.
Was that, would you say that's the most stressful cover you've ever done? Like, what's the one that you were like, oh, like, I'm going to do this cover for this character? Like, what cover definitely, like, kind of just like, to wrap your head around?
I remember the first time that I got, like, super excited drawing is when I get to ask to draw the X-Men for Unknown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that time I'm reading stuff about the X-Men from Pepe Larra's House of X and Powers of X. So I got really hooked on X-Men, and then Anon asked me if I want to draw X-Men. So that part is like a dream come true for me. So Anon love X-Men, so I get to draw a lot of them after that. Yeah, it's
That's
definitely
cool.
very exciting. Yeah.
You like a Wolverine guy? Are you a Magneto guy? Are you a Cyclops?
Magneto.
You're a Magneto guy. Yes.
Yeah. I love your villains.
Villains are always more fun.
Yeah. I love the psychological part of it.
Mm-hmm.
They are not necessarily really bad guys, just their decisions are different. Yeah.
Absolutely. Like, especially with the X-Men, they're really good at giving, like, Magneto and the villains and all those guys. They're always good at giving them, like, the motivation. You're always like, you're the bad guy, but I get it.
Humanize them.
Yeah, it's like, I get it. I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I can see where I might be a dick like that too if I were in that situation. And they did that with Cyclops, where he was the Boy Scout for the longest time, and then he just got fed up, and all of a sudden he's a villain. So,
Yeah.
on your, you've done a string of covers recently that are themed. We had the basketball stuff, we had the wrestling stuff.
Yeah, your sports covers that you've been doing. Those are very cool.
Thank you.
So tell me some of the inspirations on those. I mean, did you go finding specific poses from wrestling matches? Did you watch wrestling as research? Do you watch New Japan Pro Wrestling? Do you watch any of that stuff?
The fun fact is, I didn't think about watching the wrestling as a research. Now that you say it, because I should do that. I actually go and search for all those bodybuilders, those championships bodybuilders to reference for their muscle. Yeah, because the bodybuilders, their muscle shapes are, I don't know, slightly different than the regular muscle guys. They are slightly more pumped with juice, and it works for Venom somehow because Venom is super big. Yeah. Fun enough, I never watch any wrestling videos when I do those covers. I should do that.
I think just once, I want to see someone doing a Randy Savage elbow drop off the top rope. Just catch him in mid drop.
Hey, I actually did a sketch of that, but they didn't go for that one. For Mark is going to do this.
Can we talk after this? I may want to get that covered.
Of course.
Yeah, I'd like to see the Randy Savage elbow drop sketch also with Venom and all that. You also did the Miles Morales basketball one, that was very good. And these were for Frankie's comics for Kevin. Yeah, great idea. So was those his concepts? Did you guys work together on that? How did those come about?
Those are 100% Kevin's concepts. Yeah, he asked Marvel if Marvel can ask me to do that. Yeah, so that's all him. Concept is all him. I just do the execution part. Yeah.
And boy, oh boy, did you execute those? Those were fantastic.
I try my best. I used to watch wrestling shows when I was really small. Yeah, I remember Undertaker and Kane, Stone Cold. I remember a few. Yeah. So those memories came back, and I was like, oh, yeah, this is a good chance to like take a trip down the memory lane. Yeah.
Like, and that's
funny enough. I didn't go and watch those videos. I should do that.
Right now, you're gonna go back and be watching Undertaker matches. Like, I could have done that.
Yeah.
But it's good and it's fresh. And one of the best parts about your style is it has a very fresh look to it. You know, you take these classic characters and you're able to give them this very different feel than most comic book artists. How did this style develop for you? Is this like just a natural progression of what you're doing? Are you like, let me try this again? Like, let me try it in this type of shading. Like, when you're looking at a cover, where is that perspective for you as far as like the coloring and the positioning and everything?
I think that came about naturally because I don't go like basically finding a style that I like, want to work on that style. More like I'm drawing in this way, and then it progress and evolve into this way. And I like stuff that looks very, very sharp edged. Yeah, and that is why I love to draw my characters with hard lines, with very straight lines. I often, or should I say, I never use like curves. If I want to draw a circle, I'll do it like hexagon style.
Right.
Yeah, I like to do everything with hard edge, and I think that gave my drawings kind of a very new look to it. Yeah, I'm not really sure actually, but yeah, people seem to like it. So yeah, that's it.
I mean, I love that. It's like you look at a kneecap and it's not like this rounded kneecap. It's like points.
Yeah.
And it's just this, it really pops, especially when you're in a comic store where there's just endless covers on a wall. And then it's just like, you can spot those Kael covers. Like, you're just like, there it is right there. I see that. I see you over there.
That's good to know, actually. That's good to know.
Yeah. Because it's great for something like Justice League. How many ways can you have like the Justice League standing there? But then you look at Kael's version or the X-Men or something like that. It just has this way where it just has this like organic yet rigid flow to it. It's a fantastic style, and it's a very commendable style because you've done almost every character at this point in comics in such a short span.
I offer a lot of opportunities, which I'm very, very grateful of.
Yeah. So
I saw a post you made the other day. You had Body Slide by 2. is what you titled it.
Oh yeah.
What is that for, and when is it coming to my house?
Yeah, I posted that picture for you. I was waiting for your comments to pop up.
Yeah, I said something. I can't remember what I said, but
yeah, you say, "Oh my god."
Yeah, that's about right.
Oh yeah,
So-
that is upcoming cover for exclusive cover from Big Time Collectibles for Nelson.
Ah,
Yeah, I'm not
Very
sure
cool.
when it's coming out though. Should be soon. Yeah.
So
We will-
on your rare moments of downtime, do you watch the Marvel and the DC stuff? Like, are you watching comic book stuff when you're not drawing comic books?
I did. I watched those on the weekend because I think they update a new episode on the weekend.
Yep.
Is it? Because my channels they are updated on the weekend, so I watched that on the Saturday morning or Sunday morning. Yeah,
Nice.
I watched the recent Mandalorian and the Marvel, the WandaVision, and
So Disney Plus is where you're
Yeah.
at on the weekends.
oh yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff. What did you think of? You watched all of Falcon Winter Soldier?
Oh, that one is a cool series actually. I particularly enjoy the political side of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, that
they
was pretty
talk
good.
about the political side. They touch about the racism. Yeah, I think those are some very good points that brought up.
Absolutely. A lot of good points brought up with Falcon. That you don't really think about in those bigger scheme Avengers Endgame type movies is just like, oh right,
Yeah.
people can still be racist to a superhero. Like very interesting like concept and all that. But did you like the show overall? Did you like US Agent and Bucky and all that stuff? Did you like where it went?
Yeah, I actually like how evil the US agent turned to be. When he killed that guy, yeah, I want him to kill that guy, and he really killed it. So yeah, I think Marvel make a good decision over there.
Yeah, definitely.
He's full of
See,
hate.
I think one of the more missed underlying stories there, it was Bucky's story, but it very much played the secondary story of the whole thing is when he was going through trying to make amends to all the people's families of the people that he had killed. And, coming to the realization that he wasn't actually amending, he was avenging. That's per Sam, what he said. And that's kind of he's doing it for the wrong reasons, doing the wrong things, I guess, for the right reasons.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Unpopular opinion, Bucky wasn't the most interesting part of that show.
He wasn't.
He wasn't. Mhm.
It's very sad. He watched that Jill got taken out by someone else.
Yep. And Zemo. I was so excited for Zemo and a little underused. But the dance was worth it. The Zemo dance was worth it.
Greg watched for an hour on the way home yesterday. He was coming back from Pensacola. An hour loop feed of Zemo dancing. Just watched it the whole time while he was driving. Very unsafe, but I approve it because it's a good dance.
Terrible. And did you see Snyder Cut?
Oh yeah, I watched that too.
Did you watch it in one sitting or multiple?
2 times. Yeah, I played it 2 times.
What'd you think of
4
that?
hours. I need to work 4 hours. Yeah, it's definitely better than the original, the one released earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I still like Endgame better.
Endgame's
I'm
a
a
great
Marvel guy,
movie.
so I'm definitely biased. Yeah.
I'm a DC guy, and I can tell you, Endgame far superior still a better
Oh, really?
movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Hey, buddy.
That was one of the better moments in Endgame, still by Sam Wilson. On your left.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
See, no, I watched that part of that movie, and I'm just like, how does he know he's coming out on the left side of that portal?
He doesn't. It's just the first thing that Steve said to him when he was lapping him around the track.
It's true. I know.
He
I'm
kept saying,
just saying,
on your left, on your left, on your
it'd be
left.
funny if Sam comes out of this portal and he's like 6 miles to the right of Captain America because he has no idea where this portal is.
That actually makes sense.
Oh, I see we have a incoming challenger according to Greg at the bottom of the ticker. Who's that?
That's the horse.
Oh, look at Alan Quah. What's up, bud? Hello, Alan.
I miss you guys so much.
Oh, man.
How are you guys?
I hope you guys can get here soon, man. MegaCon's coming up, but I'm sure you guys won't be able to come to that. Probably not Dallas either, but hopefully, man. Hopefully, early 2022 we'll get to see each other.
Fingers.
Yeah, it
Fingers
is.
crossed.
Yeah,
All of them crossed. There you go. See, all of them. God, Corey, we're graced by two of the busiest people to put a pen to a page right now. That's crazy. These guys, they don't sleep. I hear you guys don't sleep anymore. Do you sleep?
We are 12 hours in front, so we always get the extra hours.
Oh, you get the extra hours. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Busiest guys at college still sleep more than me. So we were asking Kael. I'm going to ask you, Alan, the NFT digital drawing stuff. What's your thoughts on that? All that digital cryptocurrency art, 1-in-1 stuff.
I don't know. I am still clueless about this NFT thing. A lot of people are talking about it. A lot of people are getting angry about it. I am just observing at the moment. For me, it's not a platform that I think I can contribute anything to at the moment. I still see myself as a newbie in the industry. Hopefully, in a few more years.
Man, I mean, I've never seen a topic about comic books outside of who would win in a fight, Batman or Superman, that gives me a headache and makes me tired instantly reading it. Trying to understand NFT just makes me so exhausted. Like, I'm just like, I don't get it. Like, I don't understand. What happens if the power goes out at my house? Like,
a
now
lot
I
of
don't
people
have this
get
drawing.
frustrated over this energy thing, and it's all opinion, and none of it is based on data. One person came up with this concept thinking it costs so much without looking at how much it takes to run their cell phone, their TV, their computer, their lights in their house. None of that was factored in. Everybody has, in America, an average of 3 TVs per household. Everybody's got a handheld device, a tablet. They don't take into consideration how much it takes to run that stuff. They're looking at the data from running a light bulb, not from running all the stuff that they have running in their house. So that's where all that came from, and there's a little truth for them that they just found something to be upset about. That whole energy thing isn't as accurate as they make it out to be.
Thanks for coming to our comic book show. We're talking about the energy crisis.
Well, I don't want to, in the NFT thing, it is a new platform for artists. It's something for them to try, something for them to make an excessive amount of money on. And I don't want them to miss out because of people being upset for half truths and non-truths.
Well, aside from all the negative feedbacks, to me, I look at it in a more positive way. It is a good opportunity for a lot of digital artists to monetize, some of their work. A platform given to artists who draw digitally, an opportunity to sell artworks like the way myself and Kael sell our original art on paper. So in that sense, it gives a really an opportunity, I would say, right? A clear opportunity for everyone, But we'll see what happens in the future. But I welcome this new opportunity for sure.
That's great. Now, pivoting a bit here, since I have you both here, you guys have a great friendship, Kael and Alan. You guys always are sharing artwork. Two of the most giving artists in comic books right now. Do you ever look at each other's artwork and you're just like, damn, he did that really well. I got to do it better. Like, do you see like Kael? Because Alan, congratulations on making your way to Marvel. We're going to talk to that a little bit once Kael gets out of here. But do you see Kael do like a Spider-Man book and you're just like, bastard, I need to do it better. And then you just start like going in on a Spider-Man. Like, do you guys find yourself like, I'm going to do this better than him?
I guess always, because this fellow is really talented. I've said many times, Kael is a raw talent. I've met many young artists like him, but he is one that I appreciate watching because he always up the game, and I enjoy the competition. Because every time when Kael did something nice, right, it give me the motivation, to try and do something nicer too. So it's really a friendly competition. We try to encourage each other. And sometimes when he did something really nice, right, I will message him directly, just to tell him, he did a really good one this time.
That's great.
When I see that competition, I picture Alan going, "Oh, 2 characters on a cover. That's cute. Here's every character." It's your Marvel's cover, by the way.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Great cover.
Yeah.
That's Greg's copy. He's sitting here running the tech side of things right now. He's listening in.
So, Kael, does that mean you're going to do in every character cover too? Or are you going to sit there and be like, "Oh, Alan, okay, fine. I'm going to do every single character."
Yeah, I tried, but I couldn't even get to the sketch stage. I tried to sketch it, but I just don't have the patience. Yeah, I would just prefer like I'll draw like 1 character and that's it. Yeah, I wanted 100 characters. I could have. Yeah, only Alan can.
I don't blame you. I was on the phone the other day and I'm doing like, you ever be on the phone, you're like doodling, you're just doodling when you're listening to someone talk on the phone. I got halfway into like a Batman ear and I'm just like, how the frig does Alan draw every single character? And then like I just stopped and I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta hang up on this person.
I'm waiting for his Batman 1000 where he draws every Batman ever in a couple years.
Alan's
Well,
just like,
to be honest, I didn't really ask for it, doing it like this, but because of the long, COVID situation, the lockdowns, missing my friends, social distancing, and all these things, right? When I started doing the first cover like that, it was me rebelling, really. I miss my friends, I was drawing this Nightwing cover and I wanted to throw in all my friends in there. I want to forget about social distancing for a change, So that sort of like started the ball rolling. I enjoy doing that. I realized that, hey, I like drawing crowds, So I just kept going and see how far I can go,
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's really great too, because you look at something like Kael over there can do these really great character dynamic poses and stuff like that, like we were talking about with the Miles Morales basketball cover, or the Venom Spider-Man wrestling cover, which are Frankie Comics books. So if you guys want to go check out Frankie's Comics and grab those, go do that. But then you look at Alan also on the opposite end, where it's like it could be the same title but completely different with all the characters, and it's these really dense, just like really just landscape of everything, and it's 2 different styles but both just stand out so perfectly. So it's these great styles, which is great if you guys aren't in a competition for stuff anymore to do stuff, but I think you still should be and one-upping each other all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I like the way that Alan does that Marvel's cover. It's very in a real setting, that's taken all the way back to the Nelson Chua ramen crew that you guys did, the Turtles cover. I mean, everything's just, you see the steps in it from that to here with this Marvel's cover where they're all in a diner, it looks like. And I love that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I think you got that right on point, because the cover that I did for Nelson, for TMNT 101, I think that started the ball rolling, really, for me to explore this, the human aspect of, drawing comic covers, I mean, what if I can apply daily environments into a superhero cover, that is really what I'm doing, And I think the beauty about my friendship with Kael is that we are competitive with each other, but at the same time we are very well aware of our own skill set. Kael is definitely great with his cool poses and his color designs and stuff like that. He can always do a dynamic covers. While myself, I don't see myself as a cool pose artist. I think I'm more fluent in drawing backgrounds, and telling a little mini story. So is that aspect, I think our competition have sort of like push our boundaries really. He approaching his way and me doing my stuff. Rather than he doing a cool pose and then next month I'm trying to do a better cool pose, so it become redundant, after a while. But what we are doing here is we are giving more options for the fans to buy our stuff. Even if Kael were to draw a Spider-Man cover and I'm going to do the same issue, right? Chances are we might get the same fan to buy both the covers because we are doing two different directions.
Yeah, that's the most beautiful way you could put it right now. It's all about the fans and giving them different ways to enjoy art and enjoy a book. It's definitely wonderful to see, and every artist should aspire to have the same friendship that Kael and Alan do with this stuff. Really, it's great. Even though Kael's got that superhero lighting going on right now, and Alan's got that supervillain lighting. You see that going on over there?
One of the things I'll say about Alan is I remember the first time that I saw anything by Alan. Now, I had seen stuff by him prior, but it wasn't, and I don't mean offense, it wasn't the thing that caught my eye, made me wonder, who is this guy? I think we were already friends on Facebook before I realized exactly who you were. I saw you drawing a Swamp Thing, just laying down pencils on it, and I was just floored. I mean, and to this day, I'm still convinced you're the best pure penciler in the business, or nobody. That was incredible.
You're too kind, bro. You're too kind.
Well, I think one of the things to bring up here is that both of you are represented by Scott's Collectibles. And for me, it was going to New York Comic Con, seeing Kael and Alan next to each other. I think this was New York Comic Con 2019, probably. And just seeing the commission work that you two could bang out at a show, even with all these people around. And it's like, I think Kael was doing a Rogue at the time that was just like this. I was like, is that a cover? And Dan Scott's looking at me like, no, it's commissioned by Kael. I'm like, what? I got to get over here and check this out. Alan's cranking away at all these different things. And it's just for the people watching right now, when shows come back, when these guys are there, you should definitely come visit them at a booth. Dan probably won't let them do commissions at shows anymore because you guys are backed up by about 7.5 million years. But if you can, I highly recommend getting a piece by both. And I can't stress that enough. I know Corey wants his cables. Corey, did you ever get cables?
I have not yet. The way I am with these guys is I want to get them in person. I talked with Alan about one when I was at New York 2 years ago, and we had discussed it 11x17. But it's just kind of a I wanted to get it at a show. It's not something that I want to do, have it mailed to me. I want to come pick it up in person.
Right.
So that's just how I am with a lot of things. And Kael too. I haven't decided who I want Kael to do yet, but I'm leaning definitely towards a Apocalypse or Mr. Sinister. Yeah.
So not a crazy detailed character, right?
The sharp dress Sinister, the one in the suit. That's the one I like.
Oh, that's
not a problem.
I'm looking forward to just having dinner with you guys, being able to meet up and actually get back into the real world a little bit. What are both of your thoughts on shows starting to come back and conventions starting to make their way, kind of creeping back into the culture and all that stuff? Where do you both kind of like sit on what you want to do with that?
Alan?
Me? Well, I got lucky. In Malaysia, the vaccination program is still very slow at the moment because we couldn't get enough vaccines to start the vaccination program properly. And because of recent events, the government sort of like offered about 200,000 vaccine doses to people staying around my area, around my state. And me and my wife got lucky. We managed to get into the program, and we're going to get ourselves vaccinated next month, and the second dose will be probably about 12 weeks from now.
Yep.
So, fingers crossed, if we get vaccinated, and well, a lot of ifs really. If the government allows me to fly, and if US allows, Malaysian to visit US, then I think we have a good chance, to start visiting again, that is, if all these regulations are positive, right? I think I would love to fly again very soon.
Yeah. Kael?
Yeah, I'm actually in a different state than Alan, and I don't think the vaccine is available in my state for now. So I'm more like waiting for the government to assign the vaccination program to my area. Yeah. So I'm not sure if it's this year or most probably next year, I think. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, also because he's too young, so he's way down the pecking order.
I think Kael's excited to get back to New York so we can have another fruity beverage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool, isn't it? Right, going back to New York again.
Yeah, I'm here all the time. It's not that cool.
Yeah, I really miss New York. I got the PS5 Miles Morales. I was like visiting familiar places around the game. I was like searching for the Rockefeller building, Times Square. I was like walking around. I'm not playing the game. I'm just walking around in the Spidey suit. Yeah, it brings back good memories in New York. I miss that place.
Yes, from the times Kael was in New York swinging around like Spider-Man. Brings back all those good memories.
So watch him. He's walking around pretending like he's got comics in his hand, going to the Javits Center to stand in line.
No. Last time Kael was in New York, it's like, where's Kael? It's like, there he goes. Yeah, next time you guys come to New York, I got to bring you to the Barcade. That's a lot of fun. You guys would like that. It's a bar just surrounded by old 90s arcade machines. It's wonderful.
Oh, cool.
You'll love it.
Interesting.
You'll love it.
We actually have one of those here that Greg and I go to on a kid. Greg goes to way more than I do. What it's called, Leaderboard? Yeah. Oh, it's cool. You can play all the old X-Men games, all the Ninja Turtle games.
Do they still have this game called Asteroids?
Yeah, they saw Asteroids. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. They have that. It's great.
Alan's like, I'm in.
I'm in.
See, now Atari's going to hear that. They're going to have you do the cover for the next Asteroids game, and it's going to be every asteroid ever.
I am doing one.
There you go. See? So I think with that, we got a lot of other stuff we got to get to today on the thing. And you guys, it's late at night where you guys are, right?
Yeah.
What time is it where you are right now?
It's almost 11 right now.
Yeah.
That's late. I'd already be sleeping. Last night I was sleeping that time already. So we thank you both for having you on. You guys are always a delight and fantastic. Big fans of you both. Can't wait to see you both.
Yeah.
Miss you guys.
You.
Hope to see you guys very, very soon.
All right.
All right.
Take care. We'll talk soon.
Love you both. Mwah.
Love you.
All right, so we're not leaving you guys in, with just dead air watching there. I figured I'd pop on and say hi as I'm driving to go see my kids. That was a fun interview with Alan and Kael. Maybe Greg will pop on Rich sometime soon. But Yeah, I mean that was a whole lot of fun. It's pretty exciting to see that Alan's going to be doing an asteroids cover. I'm excited for that.
Our doctor's going to call a prescription. We can't find it. We're just looking for like a liquid.
Am I not connected?
Put into a syringe.
I don't know if you can hear the beeping behind me or not.
No.
Is that
All right, there's a loud alarm going off over here at some building. So it sounds like Resident Evil.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can't really I can't hear them.
Well, that's good. So that was Alan and
Yeah,
Kael.
so-
Waiting for Rich to come back on here and join us.
That was fun. I mean, I do miss those guys. That dinner we had when we were in New York, at that Texas, was it Texas barbecue? Is that what it was called?
Yeah, yeah.
It was pretty fun. And if you guys didn't catch when I was talking to Kael and I made that joke about him coming up and coming back to New York for a fruity beverage. So we've talked about this a few times before. And what had happened? That's it. It's always a good way to start a story. See, what had happened was, we got up there, and he was looking for something to drink, and he saw something that was all pretty colors and whatnot. Wasn't familiar with the names or anything, so he ordered that, and it turned out to be an alcoholic beverage, and he was not at all impressed because Kael, I don't believe, is much of an alcohol drinker, if at all. So
the look, I was sitting across from him, and the look on his face when he took that first sip was one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life. That's
it definitely lit him on fire.
It did. It did. All right, so Rich is going to be joining us here. And
oh, look
Hey,
at
it's
Corey
Rich.
live via his car.
Yeah, it's we went black screen, so I had to pop up. I didn't want to leave everybody watching just looking at a black screen. As much as I enjoy those old, you remember in the 90s, you had those 3D things where you stare at them for a long time and an image pops out?
Only when I'm awake.
Yeah, well, I don't think that was going to happen with a black screen, so I just figured I'd jump on.
You don't know. They could have stared at it long enough.
You could see things. You never know.
Yeah. Greg,
So,
can you pop up our cover real quick? I know you're listening, Greg.
he might be busy. There's apparently a
There
picture
it
on
is.
There she is. And she's a beaut.
Nice looking
Yeah,
cover.
that is the exclusive for Conline. Something's Killing Children, number 16 by Bill Sienkiewicz. Sienkiewicz, not Sienkiewicz.
No, Sienkiewicz.
Sienkiewicz.
Yep.
So
It's nice. I like that chainsaw is steam powered and doesn't obey the law of any type of physics. It's fantastic. I'm a big fan of the throat shredder. I like that one.
they're all awesome. It's like the Swiss Army chainsaw.
Except instead of it being like a fork, knife, spoon, that type thing, it's just a chainsaw with another chainsaw with another chainsaw.
I mean, because who wouldn't want one? I know I do.
I want one. It would really make trimming the hedges and cutting down stuff in the backyard a lot easier.
It really would. I'm not sure it would look pretty, but it would cut it down.
Yeah. Well, Greg, you can throw that down for a second. This would be the perfect time because we're going to have Bill on around 4 o'clock. A little before then, hopefully we can sneak JJ in here and get updates on all things Pack Leeson related. But this is probably a very opportune time for everybody who needs to use the bathroom, take a shower if you haven't yet today, grab a sandwich, a drink, all that.
I'm a big advocate for taking showers. I support this.
I definitely support that. Definitely shower. That's our message for today.
As far as 4 o'clock, are we waiting for our really cool announcement for 4:30, or are we going to tell them a little early, or should we just make them wait?
It's a good question. I mean, I don't want to tell anyone too early about the double signed possible remark stuff that they can do, but now I'm not going to tell them yet.
Yeah, it's a little too early to talk about that stuff.
Yeah, come on. Nobody cares about hearing us talk. They want to wait for Bill to come on, and everybody will want to ask all the questions and everything. And, you know, we're just a vessel just to sit there and listen and ask the questions.
I do want to hear about this Pat Gleason stuff. I'm curious. You know, it was nice to see that, you know, after a year away from exclusives, Art Germ comes back with the fire. I mean, it brings the heat like he always does. And we have a sellout within the hour. It's sold out. There's still some of the 2-book set yellow labels available, but we're down to next to nothing on the trade dress, raw, and I think we have a few blue labels left. But the fans just showed up to make things happen on that book, and
yeah,
I have a feeling they did the same thing for the Pat Gleason book. It's amazing.
Pat Gleason, you know, every one of his books, if you're not on in the first 30 seconds, it's over. You know, Art Germ, that cover and our cover with Bill Sienkiewicz, you know, it's you know, circling a lot of good stuff nowadays. Like, it's a lot of fun. And Venom 200, it's not like everybody and their mother didn't do a cover. So
there are a lot of covers, a whole lot of covers. That book. And for people to sell out with that many choices, I mean, number one, it tells you that their fans love them.
Right.
You know what I mean? That is it. The book didn't sell out because I'm the retailer. The book sold out because Art Germ is an amazing artist and he's got an amazing group of fans. That book for us, it didn't sell out because we did it. It sold out because Bill Sienkiewicz did that. He's got an amazing group of fans, and because Rich had a great idea. Now, the Gleason book, I have a feeling is going to sell out all because of those same things. You know, it's sellouts. I don't believe have a whole lot to do with the retailers. It has to do with the creators and the cover that they do.
Right.
And it kind of proved it.
Yeah. On that note, we're going to disappear for a bit, but we'll be back at 3:45 or 4. But, you know, we held back a couple of these Something's Killing the Children number 16 Conline exclusive Bill Sienkiewicz variants for a reason. You will
very few.
You will have to tune in to find out why. For the obvious reasons.
You guys are going to be pretty excited. We are excited to be able to offer this. It's something that Rich worked tirelessly to you know, make happen. So huge thank you to Rich for putting in the hours to make that happen.
Yes.
And man, I can't wait to unveil this.
You can never thank me enough, especially Corey. All right, so we're going to skedaddle for a little bit, and we'll be back at 3:45 or 4. You'll get a notification. You'll see it. Maybe.